Well, we're probably looking to strengthen our midfield, to be honest. We've identified a few midfielders and a ruckman that might be available at 6, so that's probably the path we'll take.
What about pick 6? It's heavily shaped by GWS. I mean, Chad Wingard's a name a lot of South Australians can identify with. Do you expect him to be available?
Well, we're not 100% sure. All the media talk at the moment is he'll get to 6, but normally in other drafts when there's a few other clubs involved, you sort of get some whispers falling out, but with everything going to GWS, they've been pretty secretive, and to be honest, I don't actually know, so we'll just see what happens.
If he is there though, would he be a priority to grab?
Oh, he's one of the players I've identified, to be at 6. He's not the number 1, but he's there, so we'll see how number 1 unfolds.
Who is the number 1?
Oh, well, John Patton's probably the number 1, and I think every coach in Australia would like to get him, but he ain't probably going to come here, so we'll see how it all goes. I'm assuming they think like I do, and then they've probably got their favourites. But the hard thing is, because they've got to build a list as well, they can't just pick the best 5 players or 5 midfielders or whatever they like. So there's a little bit of of a question over that, whether they just go the best 5 players, who they think the best 5 players are. But I think I know, but I don't know, if you know what I mean. It's not quite as, the depth quite isn't there, it has been in previous years. There's still some elite players in it, and I've got no doubt that there'll be some players that are picked late in this draft that turn out to be elite AFL players. It's just the way every draft works. In comparison to last year's, probably not quite as, as I said, the depth isn't there, and potentially looking at next year's draft, and you're never quite sure because you don't really follow the kids that closely. You don't pick the eyes out of them. It looks like next year's draft will probably be a bit deeper again.
Jeff, the picks other than pick 6, your other picks in the draft, what are you looking for with those selections?
Well, the way it is, from the way I read it, from about 20 to 50, they're all fairly even. So we might just go in the order we think the best player falls. We're having a meeting this afternoon to work out whether there's any holes in our list, but at this stage I'm thinking we'll probably just end up picking who we think is the next best player in the list. Possibly. I had a look at the list last year, and Geelong, Hawthorn, Collingwood all finished in the top 3. They all had 6 players 200 plus. We've lost Brogues and Daniel Bass's come off our list, so we're maybe a little bit short, so we might look at going down that way. We'll probably more than likely keep a selection up for the pre-season draft, and it just depends on what's available with our last pick, but I'm thinking we're more than likely going to have a pre-season pick and see what sort of mature age players are available.
What about McCarthy, mate? Is he Richmond all the way now, do you think, or do you think he's still got a bit of an opening there if you need be? He seems to probably fit the age bracket and the mould of what you need, that inside type.
Oh, look, he fits the age bracket. He's played a few games. He's been at a successful club. He's the right, he's the sort of player we're looking for. At the moment, he's sort of indicated he'd prefer to go to Richmond. He's training with Richmond, so we'll have to wait and see.